Okay. All right, everybody. I am She That Exists, right? And I am also known as Reverend Carrie D. Stone. And I am the founder of She That Exists and She That Exists, her story channel. And in this video, which I'm pretty excited about, I am going to teach you how to ask for help from the saints, okay? Now, in this particular video, the saint that we're using the example is Saint Anthony. Okay, Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was better. Saint Anthony. Great. So, all right, let me tell you the background story of how this video came in this tutorial, how to came into production. Basically, what happened is I needed to find something that was important for me to find for my life path, for my spiritual journey, just for life in general, right? And I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it. And it was something important, and I had it in one of my laptop bags. And then I took it out of one of my laptop bags because I wanted to move it somewhere where I wouldn't misplace it because it was important. And I talked to one of my friends about that. She says she does the same thing too, that she'll take something important and she'll put it somewhere to keep it safe, but then she'll forget where she put it to keep it safe. And that's actually what happened. So so what I normally do whenever I can't find something, because I never lost anything, I just it's like I'll just like temporarily misplace it, right? So in this case, what I normally do is, I look for it. I take the physical action steps that you need to take in life, to do things and take action, to materialize and to get things done in your life that you need. However, because I couldn't find it, what I did, this is where your mind is so important, and like your consciousness and telling yourself things is so important. I told myself that I will find it, okay? Because you want to stay calm. Like, you want to stay calm. You don't want to, like, get into a frenzy. You don't want to, like, freak out. And you just want to stay calm and know that you're going to find it. You're going to get your needs met, especially if you have a relationship with God, with life, Creator. And then you just know that God works everything out for the good, and that there is a divine order, and that God is sovereign, that Creator is sovereign. In Hebrew, it's Yah, the giver of life, right? So I tell myself that it's going to work out, that I'm going to find it, that it's all going to be okay. And then, especially before I went to bed, because you want to make sure that when you go to bed that you're not going to bed upset. You want to make sure that whenever you go to bed that you're not going to bed like in fear of something not happening. You want to make sure that when you go to bed that you're not going to bed with like worry and fear and stress in your mind and in your subconscious, because you don't want to like have that, in your consciousness all night long when you're sleeping, right? So I tell myself before I go to bed, I said, it's okay, I'm going to find it. And then I just tell myself, you talk to yourself. The way you talk to yourself is so important. That I'm going to find it, it's going to show up, that all of my needs are going to be met, that I'm going to be able to take this next step in my life for what God has for me, what Creator has for me, what life has for me. In Hebrew, it's Yah, what Yah has for me, the Creator, the giver of life. And, and then, I asked for advice, and I asked advice from a friend, and I said, hey, what do you do when you misplace things? Because I never lose anything, it just gets misplaced. So got some advice. So then I woke up today. Oh, my friend said check your car again. So anyway, I wake up today, and then I texted a friend. My friend texted back and everything. She said, did you find it? And then I said, no, not yet, but I know I'm going to find it. I know that it's not lost. It's just misplaced. Like, and I'll remember where it is. And so she said, you can ask Saint Anthony to help you find it. Now, it's always good to have a friend that reminds you of those things. So I said, okay, I'm going to do it. So I asked Saint Anthony to help me find what I needed that was misplaced. Okay, and so then after I asked Saint Anthony to help me, then I was guided and directed to go back out to my car, like my friend that I asked yesterday who said you need to check your car again. And lo and behold, it was in the back of my car in another purse that I was using, because I switch out purses. And it was in another purse that I was using in the back seat of the car. So, with that being said, I found it. Yay, I can move forward to the next step of my day and my aligned actions, because I'm all about helping people get aligned, get themselves soul aligned with God, Creator, life, Yah, this mystery called life. And I'm all about helping people get into alignment right now. And so my life is all about alignment, not doing things, like pushing, forcing, making things happen, making things work. But I'll get back to that later, because I'm offering services, helping people with that. So this back to St. Anthony, how to ask a saint for help. And the way you ask for help is you just ask for help. You can invoke the saint. That means to, invoke the saint and like bring them into your world and ask them to come into your world and your life and to help you. And you do that by asking, by calling on their name, by stating the name. Saint Anthony, please help me. I have misplaced this. Please help me find it. So then, lo and behold, here we go. Saint Anthony. Now I'm going to read the back. And it says Saint Antonio de Padua, 1195 to 1231. His feast day is June 13th, and he is the patronage of the finder of lost objects and worthy husbands. When I saw this, I was like, well, there are no odds that Saint Anthony is the patronage of finding lost objects and worthy husbands, because I have not found a husband that is worthy to be in my life. Okay. It's the truth. All right. Step it up, men. Okay. Okay. Holy San Antonio, your love of God and charity for all his creatures made you worthy on earth to possess miraculous powers. I ask of you to whisper my petition, your request, into the ear of the infant Jesus, whom you so loved. My gratitude will be always yours. St. Anthony. So, my YouTube subscribers. Okay. Those who are on their highest paths for God, Creator, life, love, life is sacred, who are on their Hebrew path as well, because Yah means creator, giver of life. So yeah, for those on your most mystical, meaningful, purpose-filled life, that is how to ask a saint for help. So with that being said, it's all of heaven is here to help us, and the kingdom of heaven is within. So there's nothing outside of us, right? It's nothing outside of us. And these are helpers. These are guides. These are friends. And the saints are here to help us because they're in the heavenly realms. And all of heaven is on our side. And tapping into our heavenly resources, which saints are part of our heavenly resources, this is available for the children of God, for those who live according to God's will, God's word, God's righteousness, God's truth, purity of heart, and here to serve the good works of Creator and honoring life as sacred. So with that, that's how to ask a saint for help. And this is She That Exists with She That Exists, her story channel. And as always, I'll be back.